Well, hello and welcome to the most unusual tarot reading on the internet because it comes to you out of left field. The game is golf and you got a hole in your glove. It is just, for many people, bizarre. Because what we do is combine different parts and pieces to give you the big picture to allow you to be able to manifest, create images in your own mind. But to do that, we kind of change the foundation a little bit. The whole idea is to get you to manifest. Be creative within yourself. Don't pick it up from anything electronic, no laptop, no desktop, no phone, no AI, nothing. You use those things and you actually weaken your ability to be creative. There have been half a dozen studies over the past 30 years that have indicated that very same thing. For me, kind of an interesting feature or sort of a proof is the fact that when Steve Jobs, the guy who started Apple with Steve Wozniak, he did not let his kids when he was alive mess with computers during the day. In fact, they didn't really get a chance to look at them very much at all, except maybe for an hour in the evening, and he watched them very carefully, sent them to schools where they did not have computer technology. Because he knew what feeding into the machine would do to us. Interestingly, Bill Gates, same thing with his kids. Makes you wonder. So we are so enamored, so addicted to our computer stuff that we've given up a ton of creativity. Talking about studies. Over the past 30, maybe 40 years, they've done several studies that have extended for about 15, 20 years at a time. They start with 5-year-olds and follow them up all the way through college, many of them PhDs. What they find is the 5-year-olds have a tremendous creative potential, tremendous. By the time they get to be PhDs, they have virtually none. They're good at memorizing, they're good at repeating, but they're not good at thinking. And so what we're doing here is using a whole different approach. Tarot is the main object of this reading. But tarot, after doing it for over 20 years, I've come to the conclusion, from my point of view anyway, doesn't predict a damn thing. It is, however, the science of potential. It's an energy. And it's how you use that energy, how you apply that energy, that makes all the difference in the world. Well, that's great, but that's just part of the story. So I also use numerology and astrology, some things that I have delved into for the past 50 years, because they are the sciences of cycles. So in that sense, they kind of predict, in the sense that they know where the ups and downs are in somebody's life. Brand new baby, just out of the womb, popped out, boom. I can do a chart on them and I can take a look at their personality, their character. I can take a look at their life, talk about the ups and downs and some of the tricky parts and pieces. I can't get to the fine minutia because it just too many parts and pieces. But you can really kind of lay out their life pattern. It's like going down a river in a canoe. You kind of go with the flow. Your destination, in that case, is the tarot spot. Is wherever you end up, that's the tarot energy. That's the potential. You can get out of the canoe anytime you want in the river and not get to your destination. Or you can go to your destination. So the numerology, astrology is the canoe in the river of life, fate. And then we go to the tarot, which is the destination. So that's what I'm here to do. Manifesting is your kryptonite. The numerology and astrology enhance, power up, juice up that kryptonite. So with that said, how about if we take off on the first phase of this reading? How about if we begin with the astrologic, I call it? And what we're looking at right now through this summer and really through the rest of this year is the astrological relationship between the planet Jupiter and the planet Saturn. They are in a squaring position. That's a hard position. That's a tough position. And what it does, Jupiter wants to expand, Saturn wants to contract, And so you have this push pull, push pull, push pull, push pull. I'm going to get bigger, I'm going to get smaller. I'm going to get bigger, I'm going to get smaller. And it makes it very tiring, very difficult to determine anything. And it's that frustration that people are battling with right now. What's true? What's bullshit? Where are we going to go, or is it going to be horrendously terrible? Not too many people see that it's going to be tremendously good, but they're hoping it's not as bad as they think it is. And so there's this push-pull, expand, contract, expand, and contract. It's going to be like that for a few months at least. And I frankly would not be surprised if it were to last for the rest of this year. You think you're making progress, and all of a sudden you go, holy crap, what happened? I'm back to zero again. What is it? Or vice versa. So that's what we're dealing with right now. This push-pull activity, expand, contract, creating a lot of aggravation, a lot of frustration. Well, it also motivates. This thing gets you off your ass and gets you to go, okay, let's make a decision. Let's find out what is going on. And that's the point of it, because the reading today talks about yang energy, active energy. And that's the point of the Jupiter square Saturn. The push-pull creates friction that gets you moving or thinking something. And that's the point of it all. Let's go to our meme for the day. This one from the movie A Bug's Life. The chief ant, I guess you could say. He says, you let one of those, or the chief bug, I guess, you let one ant stand up to us, and they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1, and if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. That's exactly what we're dealing with right now. That's the push-pull, push-pull, push-pull. You are, as one of those so-called little ants, seeing from time to time the potential. Oh yeah, maybe they'll tell us the truth. Maybe we'll get a good deal. And then it gets pulled back, and you go, shit, I knew. But it's in that tension, contract, expand, that you really need to do your homework, need to pay attention. But just like from the movie A Bug's Life, if you let one of those little puny ants stand up to us, it's all over, because they're going to realize we outnumber these guys. Mucho plenty to 1. I mean, it'd be a heartbeat. And that's all it takes, is for us to stand up and go, no. No. So far, though, we haven't found our gonads, and we are not, although people around the world are beginning to stand up, and I'm really thrilled. That's the expansion, contraction, the push-pull. Keep it up, it's moving you. And we go to our next page, the missing piece, something I added a day or so ago, and I like to do it just to kind of get you to think a little bit in different directions. And the missing piece for today is, I don't know who needs to hear this, but any government that puts its own citizens last and foreigners first, even if they're supposed friends or allies, if they do that, it's not your government. Plain and simple. America for America. France for France, Poland for Poland, South America for South America. You know what I mean? Stand up for your citizens. If you can't stand up for your citizens, you can't stand up for anything, and that's a trouble issue for everybody. That's why we need the yang energy. We need a positive push forward. There is no second way. There is no another choice. Time to plug in. That takes a hell of a commitment. But this tension that we're going through with the Jupiter-Saturn may just help us that regard. Let's go to our tarot. Justice is what we're looking for. Truth, balance. Just be honest with me. Just tell me where I stand. Tell me what I can expect from you, and then stick by it. Just be front. Tell me. And they won't. And they don't. And it's that kind of tension, the push-pull, expansion, contraction, that is needed to get us motivated. Take a look at what's going around in other places in the world, primarily at this point, Europe. People have had enough. Well, the reason they've had enough is the push-pull has finally gotten them off their ass, and they're making changes. That's what we need to do, us little ants. Next card, Seven of Swords. A lot of mediocre tarot readers go, well, this guy's stealing. No, he's not. No, he's not. Swords are truth, data, facts. Something that you can depend on. You see the two swords right behind him? That's a decision. Always you see two in tarot, that's decision time. He's made a decision. He's made a decision to take what he knows is true and leave. He's not playing the game anymore. He's one of those little ants who's giving him the fingers. That's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. And what you going to do about it? But to get to that point, push, pull, yang energy, he had to be irritated. He had to get that constant contract, expand, get him pissed off enough to where he went, okay, that's it. I want justice in my life. I want truth and balance. I'm going to take the truth. Once I get it, I'm out of the game. I'm not playing it anymore. He is an ant who is standing up. Next card, Queen of Wands. And he's doing it at that point enthusiastically. That's the one thing that wands bring, energy and enthusiasm, positivity, gratitude. We're talking about yang energy. We're talking about active energy, nothing quiet, nothing passive. You've been irritated enough that you finally know what you're looking for, justice. You already know what's important to you, what 5 truths you can live your life by. Armed with that, the decision to go for justice, the decision to leave the game, gives you the Queen of Wands. Positivity, joy, enthusiasm, excitement. Wow, you're plugged into your life. You're actually living your own life. It's what it's going to take, and nothing less. That's it for the reading today. Back again tomorrow with another Tao Manifested Tarot reading. Thank you so much for being here. I say it, and it may sound phony, but God, I look forward to this every single day. And you make my day extra special good, so thank you very much. Hey, by the way, like and subscribe, very important. Every podcaster pretty much is having to deal with the baloney from the internet people, the deep state. Help us out. Like and subscribe. Very much appreciated. Between now and the next time you and I get together and manifest this tarot thing together, peace and blessings.